Tonight on our show,
We're starting.
there's so much stuff that happens over the week. We really want to figure out whether or not we should give a shit about them instead of talk about them as through a magnifying glass through Marvel universes or Trump. So we brought a friend, and we can't wait to ask her if we should care about things or not. Or, whatever. Maybe we'll talk about Trump on Content Pending, the show. Welcome, everyone, to Content Pending the Show with Travis and Dylan. I'm Travis.
I am Dylan. Hello.
Where a podcast takes place at Don's Depot in Austin, Texas. One of the best bars you've probably never been to. We'd like to have some drinks and talk about things that have happened over the week, like you probably heard in the cold open. Vroom, vroom. And we'd like to have a drink with interesting people whenever we can find them. This is a person I've actually wanted to kind of come and hang out. Well, I would just want her to hang out with me all the time, like put her in my pocket. But it's also really nice to have the excuse of saying like, hey, come be on the podcast as like a way of like, hey, let's at least hang out for 2 hours. It's our very good friend, Lauren Atkinson. Lauren A, we call her, and one of the funniest fucking people in the whole world. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's happy to be here.
So amazing. Again.
Yeah.
Well, right. But it's content pending as a new thing, and having interesting people is our bread and butter. What have you been up to? Let's start with that. What have you been up to since the last time you were on our show?
Gosh, yeah, 7 years ago. Where
Right.
was I?
Yeah.
Emotional levels. A lot of things have changed, evolved, just like this beautiful little town of ours.
We've all evolved and gotten taller. Yeah.
But what's a service industry slob? Now I'm just a sales slut.
Yeah.
So we've all changed over the last 7 years. We've evolved.
Where did we meet? Did we meet because of Don's, or did we meet because of Hula Hut? I mean, I know they're incestuous. I mean, basically the
It's
same
gotta
thing.
be through your now wife.
Yeah.
Solano.
Yeah. Okay.
Through Hula Hut.
Through Hula Hut. But probably through here and Starzy and that whole group, yeah.
Yeah. Good little blend.
Yeah.
The good days.
It's the good days.
So broke. So lonely.
And Don's has always been part of it's always been the fifth Beatle, basically. Everyone who's here. 'Cause, yeah. If you've never been to Don's, just fucking come to Don's. It's very nice. But don't stand in the walkway to the bathrooms. That's the one thing I ask people not to fucking do.
Yes.
And the thousands of fans that we have all seem to stand right in the fucking middle of the bathroom.
Oh, they're just
Whatever.
waiting for us. They want to meet us. They just want autographs.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah.
You're wearing that jackalope shirt.
They're stopping us on purpose.
Right. So, Lauren, what's a little bit what's something interesting about you that people should know?
That's interesting. Okay, my go-to story. Because I do feel like I peaked at the age of 6.
Sure. I love a good 6-year-old story.
Yeah, I used to tag team with my mom when she went and worked at the Summit for the Rockets. So
Really?
very nonchalantly realized I was a little mini mascot itching during intermission, or I guess halftime.
I did not know that at all. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
For how long?
Well, what I'd like to say 2 seasons, but Hollywood's tough. Well, actually, yeah. It was, before, the big kickoff. They won back-to-back, seasons. But,
Sure.
yeah, me and Booster getting down to a little Pee Wee Herman tequila. Good beat, good dance.
Sure. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Nice.
You put that on a resume?
You haven't
Do you-
done that yet.
Do you miss it? Do you miss the...
The limelight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
You're a very shy person, so I could see.
No, but that was the highlight of my child career for sure.
Sure. I mean, it's really hard being a child actor really anywhere. So, but you seem pretty humble for it, and I appreciate that,
Humble upbringings.
Yeah.
My mom's trying to get a check.
What are you doing now?
Right now, sales professional.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. I love real estate. I'm working for a company turnkey now for 2 years.
Yeah.
And I just chop it up with some baby boomers that have way too much money
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
and manipulate them into letting me manage their home.
That's badass.
Nice.
Get that contract signed.
That's where you were earlier today, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally worth it on Saturdays.
Always be closing.
Always be closing.
Full Glengarrying that shit.
ABC, yeah. Yeah, you're fired. Now do I have your fucking attention? I should put that on the sound effects board. You're fired. That's actually pretty amazing. I'm glad you're enjoying the job, and you've been there for 2 years. I mean, it wasn't like that small stint at Progressive or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get that cash.
Yeah, sure.
Get in, get out. I make bath bombs. I do make bath products and provide them with CBD in them to my close friends, family, and a small group of people. I'm going to actually launch it on April 1st. So
Oh, you are?
I'm committing to it.
Cool,
I've got
cool,
a
cool.
couple people,
Yeah.
standing behind me.
Development and the woman of industry. Look at that. Are you? I mean, like, I'm not going to ask you what the process is to make a bath bomb because I don't know how interesting that is without actually seeing any pictures or video
You
or
ever
whatever.
watch Fight Club? Come on.
Well, sure.
It's easy to make soap. You just
soap-
give yourself a chemical burn.
Soap. Well, no part of Fight Club explained the fizzying part, But like, so why did you start doing? Why did you start making bath bombs in the first place?
Typical like bullshit move,
Okay.
when you're asked, to question what makes you happy and what career you should transition out of, you're supposed to take the two things you love, and I love smoking pot and taking bubble baths. So
That's solid.
simple
Yeah.
mental fusion of these items, people love that shit. So
Yeah, they sure do.
I need to keep my hands busy. I need to keep it moving. I want to find something to, get me out of the bed stoked every day.
And right in
Not
the
that
bath.
it's not that turnkey.
So you're gonna go straight direct sales? Or you're gonna make an MLM out of it? You're gonna make that real
Small
money?
to the store.
Cool.
I think wholesale, I'm going to avoid that distribution line right now.
Yep.
Because I ain't got the time. I'm already working like 50-hour weeks, but
Right.
let's do this. I'm excited.
How long does it take to make one?
To make one?
Yeah.
Like a batch?
Yeah.
Give yourself an hour. You can knock out like 4 dozen.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Wake and soak.
Wait. Have you been trying to think of that the whole time she was
No,
talking?
I was just waiting for a
No,
right
that's
time.
phenomenal. Can I have that?
It's yours.
Like, are you shitting me? Like, I knew I came here for a reason.
You can get some like nice filigree from a designer or something and just call it WNS.
Get your cute little spaghetti strap tankini you wear out in the summer. You look hot, babe. But no, fizz back and relax. I'm holding myself accountable.
Yeah.
April 1st is going down.
Cool. So it's called Fizz Back and Relax? That's awesome.
I don't know now after the whole wake and soak thing.
Well, it's a tagline then, Put it on a shirt. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that out. Yeah, a little sublime for everything in my life.
Because the other option, too, is you make a competing company called Wake and Soak that you also... Oh, wait, or is that illegal? Is that illegal? Is
Sounds
that a
incredible.
lateral
so it
monopoly or
must be.
something?
In this world, it's all monopolies.
Sure, yeah. How do we make you the most money possible?
I've been
That's what
thinking
this
about how
podcast
to
is about,
monetize your ass this whole time. Toots.
Just put me on the street, baby.
Actually, as a curiosity, any worries about that in Texas? Well, CBD oil is legal in Texas, so
Yeah, I give credibility where it's due. Speaking of Trump,
yeah.
it's now legal. A bunch of Midwestern kiddos that came down to Austin in the tech industries. Families are stoked about growing hemp
Yeah.
on a mass scale, as well as that big old check
Yeah.
to get
Yep.
started.
Yeah.
That's about it. I will not say anything nice about Trump right now.
Yeah.
Wake and soak.
Wake and Soak. Well, again, corner the market. Just like make 17 different businesses and then just sell the same product. Just call them different names or whatever. Yeah. Maybe this one has glitter on it. What's your? It was funny too because like when we were in Japan, we took that trip to Japan. We went to a place called Lush, I think. Like, and they make is
The
bath bombs. Yeah.
Bath products, yeah. They
Yeah.
make excellent bath
They only
They're
make
genius.
bath bombs with this one store, like Hush or Lush, I can't remember what it was called, but like literally just bath bombs. And it was just so interesting walking around because they didn't have any labels on anything. You had to use an iPhone that took pictures, or like you basically held the phone up to the bath bomb as it was in inventory, and it would show you like video of what it did and all this shit. And it's like, never thought about them really before. And so I got home, got one back or whatever, and then you brought us that nice collection, and like. Now I just don't want that crappy Japanese one anymore. I just want your fucking CBD ones. Holy shit! It's Adam Rios.
Adam.
Holy shit! Do you wanna come hang out?
What's up, Bubba? How are you? Does it smell nice in there? He walks in, it actually smells like tulips. It's like
Yeah.
like 6 of them in there. Like.
You too.
Yeah. Well, April 1st then. Why April 1st?
Why not?
Okay.
No. Why not?
Yeah. Oh, I'm really fascinated by I get really into the intricate details of these things. So tell me if people are interested or not. Oh shit! I turned it all the way down. Fuck it. If it is too boring to ask the really small questions, but what do you think about? How do you think about the profit margin on how much your time is and how to build a thing and sell it for a certain amount? Did you just do that with yourself, or did you consult professionals, or?
No, just a ton of research.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Biggest return as possible, right?
Well, sure, yeah.
Make a product cheap but deliciously locally sourced organic items.
Yeah.
And just saying that adds 20% margin. So.
Well, was it you, Dylan?
Locally sourced, organic.
Was it you, Dylan, that was telling me a story about there was a woman, I guess, who was creating she was pet bowls, disposable and biodegradable pet bowls. Was it you? So anyway, I heard this story about this woman who was building these pet bowls, and she was selling them for like $3 or $4 more than cost, so like $12 or something. And she wasn't trying to make a huge margin on it. She was just trying to make a little bit of money for a thing that she was really into.
Just trying to keep the puppies hydrated.
Right, basically, yeah. That's all she
Totally
wanted. Keep the cats and dogs happy. And she wasn't selling a lot of them. And she went to a professional. She used some of the capital she had from investing or whatever to talk to a professional. The professional said, well, because they're too cheap.
Yeah.
Because people think they're cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And so she started charging $36 for this thing that cost $10 to make. And she started just making crazy money. Because sometimes just get as fucking much as you can makes people think that this is a high quality product.
Basic rule of thumb when it comes to any kind of product is you raise the price to a point that people stop giving you money for it, and you just take it back down 10%.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
Pretty much. No, there is two things. One is just a fallacy of value, where something costs more, has perceived value, it's higher, and there also
101.
Yeah, and there's
Hooker
also
101.
Yeah. A whole bunch of just weird mentality things when it comes to just pricing of objects in general. And in the case of small businesses, most people who start a small business, 99% of the time, charge too little for their product or service for most of the time they're in business.
Right.
Which is usually why most small businesses fail within a year.
Because
they don't recognize
them,
the actual value, or they feel shame or weirdness about charging too much for something. So they don't want to, I'm not trying to screw you, so I don't want to charge you $45. It only costs me $10 to make. No, that's how money works. Charge $49.95
Also, Hooker
until
101.
people don't pay that. Then you charge $39.95. It's business.
No, I've got really good friends. I've been doing this for 6 months, and I've given away thousands of dollars of my inventory. It was, an event that's created.
It's called
put me
grassroots marketing.
accountable for this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they love it.
Building
My
a
husband
clientele.
Your husband doesn't?
No.
He's not into bath bombs, or
It's just all,
Just-
it's just too much. He just wants me to relax.
Okay, okay.
He's
Well, you
we used
can
to-
with the bath bomb.
I was blowing though. Like I said, right? $14 a pop on these bath bombs.
Yeah.
I loved them.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to make them happy.
well, at least I guess at least his concerns about you being over stressed, and not just doesn't want you to work at all and just stay home and pop up babies or something. It could always be worse, I guess. But thank the sweet husband for caring about you.
Yeah, sure.
Not working 56 hours or 80 hours. Okay.
Yeah. No, he's wonderful.
We're also going to celebrate that you guys got married
Yeah.
recently. Yeah, it was fucking badass.
Still hanging in there.
Yeah.
Love it.
And it was a wonderful ceremony. It's hard for me to get excited about people getting married, but for you guys, it was it's fucking great. And it didn't hurt that you also had the ice cream guy outside too.
And that it was here.
Yeah, and that it was here. Yeah. So it was all my favorite things,
No, I
Oh, you guys got
Definitely.
married here at Don's?
No, I lucked out. My
awesome.
My venue was flooded, Castillo Del Rio, which is a phenomenal venue. We'll still be creating as soon as it's opened back up, an event just to bring the friends down. It's so inexpensive,
Yeah.
and phenomenal. But yeah, once the city shut it down after the floods, and I'm so grateful no one got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, my actual ice cream truck lady gave me a call. She's like, "Your shit's on the news." Great service.
No, an actual ice cream truck showed up to out here in the parking lot.
Nice.
Was handing out and it had the whole selection of all the things you would get from an ice cream truck. Even the little Spider-Man
She
faces
should be
and like.
slammed. I'm surprised like she's not booked solid.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
But she just contacted me today, 3 months later. It's like, I'm never on social media. I'm like, I never pay my bills. Like, wish I could do that. But same thing, if she priced it accordingly. Maybe not, you know.
Well, I think about that when I go to Via 313, and I love their pizza, but like, I love their pizza, but it's really not that great of a product, you know? Like, I love their thick crust, I love the way they do everything, but like, it's not like any of the quality like blows my mind. It doesn't feel like a farm to table
It's like
thing.
pureed ricotta. What?
Right? Yeah. I mean, like, they have some cool stuff they put on their pizza, you know, but at the same time. But like $15 for a small pizza, like I'll do it every time. There's $15 for that thing,
I love that shit.
you know. But I'll do it because like it just feels like it's worth it, you know. I mean, like especially Favor because we do that fucking way too often. Andrew and I would get 2 larges and spend $100 on pizza because we like don't want to drive the 6 blocks because it's like literally right down the street from us. But we're like, pants, no, you know. But yeah. And probably the perceived value of things with Favor probably changes things too.
Oh, that's a convenience factor.
Yeah.
There's like sexually harassing strangers at my front door.
Oh yeah, it's Lauren A.
Oh yeah, bring them to you. That's the Lauren A way.
There's the new arbitrator of cool.
What is?
Favor's kind of like Favor's kind of like the arbitrators of coolness.
Yeah.
Like if you're cool enough to be on Favor,
Yeah.
then you got to be sort of worth your grain of salt.
Sure.
I don't know, but you think, oh, fuck, they're on Favor, so they can't be that.
So they can't be that bad.
He's doing like background research on it.
They must be legitimate. There's a what the fuck is it? Menchie's or something? It's like a frozen yogurt place where you can go and like they weigh it, you know. So you get frozen yogurt and they have like a whole buffet of all this like
by the pound,
like great stuff. Yeah, by the pound, because you can get as much as you want, or you can also go over to like they have crushed everything. So like think of
All the
marble slab,
toppings, yeah.
all the toppings you can put on by weight. And one day I called them up because I was trying to figure out what they had, like if it was online somewhere, like if all the menu, because they changed out their flavors. And Andrew's particular, my wife likes certain things, especially when it comes to like sugar-free things. Sometimes they just don't taste like chocolate, right? And I asked them if they had an online menu, and they said no, but just go to Favor because we update that. Of course, yeah, go to Favor, you can see all their flavors. They've changed
Wow.
it. Yeah, it's so much easier. So much easier than maintaining a something.
an actual online presence.
Yeah.
I mean, those businesses are phenomenal. Like, I know the hype wore off, but I don't know if you remember, I ran like 6 stores between like here and San Antonio.
Oh yeah.
So I was director of operations. You run your little minion crew of 16-year-olds, you know? Stockholm syndrome them into a situation where they feel alive when they walk in there. It's like some yogurt at 300% profit return.
Yeah. Fucking yes.
Just keep milk. I mean, talk about the milkman. That's my jam. That's my homie. I see those boarding trucks and I get wet. You know what I mean? I'm like, those are my dudes, bro. No bullshit mentality lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Boarding trucks and the Swan trucks back in the day. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Oh, Swan, yeah.
Swans,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh God.
That's the dulcet tones of our
That was
own
the
Adam
first time
Rios.
I ever had Buffalo Wild Wing or Buffalo Wings was from the Swan truck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say they loved visiting my mom because my mom was always ordering from them, but that's a joke completely different from what I want to
Yeah.
talk about. But
Sure.
that was my introduction to Buffalo
Uncanny
Wild.
likeness to me. It's really weird. I don't know.
That Swan guy's here all the time. Let's take a first break and we'll come back with more show. Bye bye.
It's 10:30. You haven't even technically opened.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Yeah. Segment 2 of Contemplating the Show with Travis and Dylan. Still hanging out with Lauren A, as we love her so much. But we also got another excellent a-hole, Adam Rios. I can't remember if you've actually been on Content Pinning or was on Drunkcast, but you have been on the show with us before, and you're always a delight.
It's a long time.
It was
It's been Drunkcast.
Yeah.
Drunkcast.
It was definitely Drunkcast.
Father's Day special.
Oh, yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. What were the name of the shirts that you were going to work on? The stickers
No,
and shirts?
I wasn't. Adam was going to work on.
Oh,
It
okay.
was the other Adam whose head I would never take in
Thank
the final
you.
battle.
Yes, good. Yeah.
It came from the early days, social media when I went on Twitter. When I got talked into going on.
Oh,
Twitter
yeah, it
by
was
the
Twitter.
founders of
Yeah,
Twitter. And it was, I have no cell phone, I have no cable, I have no car, but I'm still party.
But I'm still party.
And he wanted to do that T-shirt. But
Yeah.
I'm still party.
Yeah. With the pony boy.
With the pony boy.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Badass.
It still holds.
Still holds.
Yeah, I like it.
But I'm
absolutely
still
does.
party.
But I'm still party.
And Lauren and Adam know each other from Hula, or is it from here?
From the hula.
From the hula, yeah.
Sure.
Off air.
The genesis of most
Mm-hmm.
of my friendships. It
Yeah, I
was-
didn't even work there, but I'm still friends with all of you. So
Yeah.
honorary.
That's
You're
how-
like- you're honorary.
well, thank you. I appreciate that. But that this is how I'm not going to say I can't get the right word, but there's a nexus of community that all comes from like it's maybe not even that long, a couple of years of Hula Hut, but it was like 12 years ago. There's all this stuff happening.
Yeah.
Hula
But
Hut.
people from that generation, like they are so tight and they
Yeah.
it
was
so welcoming. Thank you.
Absolutely.
But it's just there's this thread of people who I again I'm a tertiary member, but everyone I know from Don's is from Jackalope, who's also from Hula, and it all comes back to like 2 or 3 years of Hula Hut 15 years ago.
Well, and some of the people who came to Don's and met through the hula or were at the hula huts also came from like the Lowers. Lowers and the Wilhelms. I guess they all worked at Chili's before they got to hula,
Yeah.
and then that just like glomped on. Everyone just got glomped on because off air Lauren called it World War III. And there's nothing brings people together like
Like
comrades in
war.
arms. Yeah,
The trenches.
yeah, the trenches. And then Don's was basically the only watering hole that was worth like commiserating into, whatever. So
It was like the first place that's open once you leave that place.
there's
Deep Eddy.
There's Deep Eddy, but that was on the right. No one looks on the right side.
Yeah.
Actually, I can't even remember why no one went to Deep Eddy. I thought it was like a booze thing. Like they
No, they just didn't have liquor.
didn't have
Oh,
liquor.
they only-
they only had beer.
That was
Yeah,
it.
and
Yeah.
me and I only
That's
had
it.
beer for a long time too. So this is the first
Uh-huh.
week. It's coming from there, going east.
Yeah.
You could only get alcohol at Don's.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's
Unless
why.
you're stealing it from Hula, this is the only place you can get liquor.
Well, everyone leaving Hula was already drunk from their shift.
Right. Now they came
From what I hear.
well, yeah. Well, yes, you have to protect that place.
Hearsay. I did not see that firsthand.
There was nothing like being at Hula Hut on a long double, and it's 10:30. You haven't even technically opened, and,
AM,
you're
yeah.
and you're in the liquor room doing rumple mitts
Oof.
because certain managers at that time were like, "Fuck it, whatever gets you through the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even care." We'll
Look,
eat
your
the
shakes
liquor
are
costs."
screwing up the like you
got
can't
back-
hold
like,
fucking.
It was the toothbrush meeting or the better breath meeting or whatever. It was like do the rumple mitts. That was the ideology of the Hula Hut.
what?
There were-
Well, you have minty fresh breath.
that
It's
minty
fine.
fresh
You're
breath.
not
There
drunk.
There was two things you needed to work at Hula Hut. They always told you have to have 3 years of restaurant experience. That was really only half of it. You had to have been an alcohol induced person for at least 5 of your last 8 years of working in any field of work. Like that was it. Those are your qualifications.
Well, and actually, I mean, like even through the hyperbole, that's true because at that point, the only way to get the job was to have basically had drunk with someone. You had to be drunk with someone else who knew you to vouch for you because
Oh,
it was
absolutely.
so fucking hard to get a job there.
Absolutely.
Then you had to have a shoe.
So I didn't have to suck dick?
Yeah, and you didn't have to.
Shit.
Yeah.
Didn't have to
How
do
is
that.
TJ's dick though? Is it nice?
I don't do redheads. I don't. No offense, Teach.
He's a big fan of the show. He's gonna be really offended.
Well, your only other option was.
So we're not going to plug it?
if you
No,
want-
he's a redhead.
If you wanted to be a host there, all you had to do was fuck Quattro.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I
That's
avoided that. I mean, talk about a Hispies joke gone wrong.
Hispies.
Joel's still so mad at me for that one. She's like, what
man.
the heck? I'm like, dude,
Oof, man.
it's just another color.
That guy also went on to open up a couple of restaurants that failed, and then he opened up another restaurant. So
He's
good
doing
on-
his thing.
He's doing his thing.
And he's probably still doing hostesses.
I have a story for that after the air. Keyword Quattro. Yeah, World War III for sure. I mean, I only worked the fucking the cart.
You're the
but-
cart guy, but you're also still drunk. So.
Oh God, me and
Oh, yeah.
A1 on the carts. Oh, that was. I had a blue mohawk. He had a red mohawk, and
Gravity
we
spins.
Yeah.
literally- we had nothing in us all day. but the flasks
Mm-hmm.
that we had, and we're driving families up and down that
Mhm.
hill
On these golf carts. Like for people that don't know
on these
don't know the
golf
hula
carts.
hut, it's
I-
like they had these long, like
True story. We
9 people golf carts that go up these hills and it could barely get up
I
with
was
0
so
people.
hungover one morning that I couldn't even. It was hot. It was one of those 110-degree days, and I was an hour into it, and I was like, I can't do it anymore. And A1 was like, well, what are we gonna do? I was like, flatten the tires. And he was like, seriously, we're gonna do that? I was like, give me your fucking knife right now. We slowly deflated the tires, went inside, and we're like, there must be something going on with there's
It's
slow
the
leak-
heat.
there's
All
slow
4
leaks,
of
or
them
the
went
heat, or
out.
the this and that. And I remember Tim Johnson was like, well, somebody needs to go get some extra wheels. And,
Yeah,
and
don't
we
show
were
a
like,
gaping
we don't
hole
have
to Tim
we don't have-
Johnson. He'll be on top of that case
we don't
real
have
quick.
cars. we don't have cars. We ride bikes, and we're not riding our bikes to go get wheels for these carts. I guess we're just done for the day until your mechanic gets down here. Boom, 2 hours later, we're at Jackalope. But yeah, those you couldn't beat days like that. And I've had conversations with many bar owners in this town and GMs and bar managers. People forget this, but you're going back to that 12 years, 13 years ago. That was probably one of the origins of what would become Sunday Fun Day for a lot of people. Because
Yeah.
that was
Oh, absolutely.
that
Yeah.
was a melting pot. I mean,
Oh yeah.
anybody who was anybody in service industry and outside of service industry on Sundays, stripper Sundays, which is what they used to be called.
That's what they used to be. Yeah.
I always missed them.
Butt
I
Nut
worked all the Sundays and none of the
That was
strippers
it.
ever
Like
came
that
in.
was you made so much money working there if you worked Sunday during the day, and you met so many people, so many different kinds of people. You know, you met your frat boys, you met your punks, you met your metalheads, you met your single parents, you met your divorcees, you met everybody, and everybody just getting hammered out there. Like that patio. I mean, we'd be on a 2.5 hour wait every Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like Greece.
Just get
Ancient Greece, man.
just getting hammered.
Just get hammered and fucking weird.
Well, a farther extension of that is the history of Austin in particular. Like even into like maybe 95, 96 or something like that. Nothing was open on Sundays in Austin.
No.
Like even like Best Buy would not be open in Austin. Like
No.
there were city regulations against it. Like,
Yeah.
No, we're too hungover.
yeah, yeah. Because it's a city based on alcoholism. If that's not clear enough, this
Yes.
is a city based on being drunk all the time.
Yes.
There's a
So
Peter
it-
Pan syndrome.
It wasn't until like the mid to late 90s when even a couple of places started opening, like Hula Hut. So there were only like 3 or 4 places open on Sundays, and then that kind of grew into this whole weird thing that we are now all connected
Just
by.
go do a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't hurt that it was also in like a really nice spot.
Oh
And-
yeah.
Yeah.
And occasionally the food's okay depending on who's working that day.
I still really love their food. I don't
still do.
care. Yeah.
I've never had a
I still
bad
go
experience,
there.
but
I
I've had
still go
some
there.
mediocre experiences.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean,
No, my toes definitely rub together thinking about them fajitas.
Oh yeah, the Shiner fajitas.
Like, I would fuck Swit a hula platter right now.
The Thai shrimp fajitas, the shrimp enchilada. But it was
the shrimp flautas are so good.
You know what I love about it though? You can still go back there, and the price really hasn't changed that much in the last 10, 12 years.
No, it really hasn't. No,
It really hasn't.
Man,
menu hasn't either. Really, nothing's really changed there, except for the fish doesn't work. That's basically it.
and what's really funky about that is the idea that what I know as both a patron and now friend to people who have been there forever and have these stories to tell.
We get it. You're an honorary member.
No.
Remember,
Dude, you work there. It's fine.
I'm saying that the point I'm trying to make is the ability to still be a patron and go there and have a good time is weird beyond belief. Knowing how the sausage is made.
Yes. 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 That
You
is.
don't know your
Everyone's
tricks.
fucked up. Everyone's fucking in the bathrooms. Like
That cleavage isn't real.
Oh God, does anybody remember? You remember Little
My
Mexico?
tape showing?
Do you remember Little Mexico, the restaurant or the restroom, Little Mexico?
Yeah, definitely remember
man,
that.
I've
was a
heard. I've
trip that
only
was-
heard stories.
I just threw cornstarch on your balls in there. You went in there. It was like Colombia. I was like, what happened in here?
Colombia.
Oh man, or half-empty liquor bottles that were sitting there, empty beer cans of beers that we didn't even carry.
Backup passports.
Right.
So gross. So
The
good.
sewage coming up in the kitchen, but
Oh,
we
that
stayed
was like
open.
it was like an event. It was
Yeah,
like a holiday.
it was a holiday.
But it was a surprise one. It's like, oh, it's Easter. Now.
Right.
Right now.
Oh shit.
Literally.
Oh shit.
Up to your
Future.
ankles.
and again 3 days later.
Still-
Well, we, and
Yeah,
my wife and I actually ate there recently, And it was funny because she went to the bathroom and she's like, it was just weirded out because it wasn't busy because it just stopped being busy eventually. I don't know where that changed.
It's totally different now.
It is totally different. But
You're not allowed to drink at work. Change the dynamic.
She went to the bathroom and she came back laughing because she was like, that one of the stalls is still broken. The one girl's stall is still the same one is still broken there. It's so funny because so many fucking crazy stories about it. But you were also saying off air, Lauren, that you're still having weight mares because of hula. You're still like picturing yourself there. And I have a question about that because I'm curious.
Weight mares?
Yeah, weight mares.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
What are your weight mares? Are they usually the same or is it just kind of like general?
Oh, always different.
Always different.
Always the color.
But what's the panic?
Topher Grace is here.
What's the one panic?
The panic is honestly, it's getting sat with like 8 tops.
Okay,
I
yeah.
can't get the freaking tumblers of water.
Yeah.
To stay on the tray. Like the ice keeps on falling. You know what I
Okay.
mean? It's
Okay.
I'm kind of like my heart's racing thinking about these. I'm trying to like hone in and get them out of my life. Thought sales and like hitting the corporate world for 2 years fucking straight. Like
You know,
it's
you
like an exec cot.
I think something that might help you: awake and soak.
Yeah, I just need an OD on CBD.
It's super safe. Just don't eat them, I guess. So it's okay. So like instability, being oversat. And I talked to someone else who worked there at Vesna. She was saying that every time she put water on trays, the water would just disappear, and no one ever had any water. Like she couldn't get water to tables, no matter what happened or whatever. So that was like. So I'm curious about that. Do you have weight mare still?
Man, those probably stopped for me about 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
And this is after I'd already gone off and was running other restaurants.
Right.
But every once in a while, I'd get that hula mare
Yeah.
that just
It is fair to say it's like a
Time to
hula.
get pregnant to make the stop. Great. Sounds awesome, Rios.
we just had a 20
We
top.
pitched the husband on that one.
Cool. 20 different tabs. Cool. And you try and get I used to love it was the best way I could describe it is that Reagan optimism. This is all going to be one tab, right, guys?
Right.
No, this is 20 different. We're all on 20 different tickets, and you would just. But it'd be a lot easier if maybe we could split it into 2. No, we're at 20 different tabs.
20 tickets, 54 different methods of payment.
Whatever the case was. But you know what's funny? All the years I worked there, the total amount of time that I ever did as a waiter there was less than 2 months.
Yeah.
Because I enjoyed doing everything else so much and made just as much money doing everything else. Because I think I had 5 buttons. I was a host. I was a food runner, cart driver, bar back, and I had a kitchen
Yeah, you got your expo
title
on.
once,
Yeah.
and then
we had to
the
break
occasional
people in.
expo, whatever. You know, that was really
That's
all
the
I
shit.
did, and I was perfectly fine doing that. I could be a food runner all day. That was my other one, food runner.
Yep.
Work a double as a food runner, and just bank. And the entire time you're giving food to your friends. Sorry, Tim Johnson. Giving food away to your friends. Going into the liquor room. Nobody's paying attention to you. 'Cause
Getting
everybody's
slutty
just
and
like,
drunk.
as long as the food is getting to the fucking table, I don't care. And you work a double in that on a Saturday, Sunday, you're set, man. And-
Or
and-
the jackalope bartender the next day.
Yeah.
You're like, it's
Yeah.
the economy.
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
it.
That's right.
I only waited tables for maybe 2-3 months. I would give them up. I'd give those shifts up. I would walk in. And, please, can I have your shift? Yes, please take it. I'm going,
Fuck yeah, man.
fuck,
Jackalope.
Hey, did we fix that flat in the cart? Shit, I'll drive a cart. You know,
Yeah.
I'll go make lunch money. I don't care. I'm done waiting tables. Couldn't do it.
Those hot days on the cart really did suck.
They were the worst.
But cause
But the money was so good for some reason.
that's what I was going to say with that because when you and I worked together, corporate world, but
Yeah.
you were doing hula hut cart driver as a side gig to
Yeah.
make
Yeah,
money.
just on the weekends, yeah.
And I remember you would like come in like Monday, sunburnt as shit,
Like half my face. Yeah.
and you're like, "Yeah, I made like $500 though."
Right.
It's amazing.
Like, what'd you do? Like, I drove a cart.
I drove a golf cart around and smiled when people made the same jokes I fucking heard for the 17,000th time. I would love that one too because, like everyone hates that. You know, if you work in any position, any industry, whatever, and like someone's gonna make the joke you've heard too many times. So Andrea hates it when people say, "Oh, you didn't give me a receipt, so it's free." Like that sucks. And then one day we're on the cart and we're going up that steep ass hill with too many people, and I'm taking Andrea home with me or back to the car or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, should I get out and push?" Like she didn't know that was a thing people say all the fucking time. Is like, you just fucking did it. She's like, "God damn it."
Push the button.
Yeah, you got it. Sorry.
Oh, that fucking cart in the summertime.
And it was awful. You got to go hide in the parking garage.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm just doing circles, because no one went and checked on you. That was the dumbest part.
No,
the other guy
you
who
had free reign.
That's why Rios had a flask the whole time.
Are you kidding me? He had me one. And when it went empty, we went and used the restroom inside, went into the liquor room, filled it up, went right
Y'all were
back
getting
out.
cool.
Hey, we're here to drive your family around.
I thought it was chilly.
We used to play chicken
Like, what do these already have
We used to
force
play
belts on
chicken.
them?
with each other.
Like chicken in the
We'd
carts.
hell yeah.
But the people in the back loved it. They thought they were like, "Oh my god, this is so cool! You guys are so funny." We're like, "We're not funny. We're alcoholics.
It's like going to medieval times.
we
You're
have
like-
to do this."
Like, why
I'm
don't you
drunk,
tolerate
ladies
it?
and gentlemen.
We
Like,
have to
he's so
tolerate it.
cute. Look at him. Like, no, I'm really drunk, ladies and gentlemen.
But they just left. They left us. We were like this autonomous nation. Like this had.
Yeah, that was the story I remember because I would try to like dissect what Travis's weekend job was like. He's like, I drive a shopping cart, golf cart, and I'm just hanging out, making money, doing nothing,
Yeah.
and I'm completely separated from everything in the world. Like,
Yeah, you got a
they don't even know if I'm there or not half the time.
You got paid hourly to do it.
Yeah, you got paid
On
hourly.
top of
You got
that.
paid hourly more than anyone else in the restaurant made.
I think it was like $7.50
Yeah.
or something,
It was
which
like-
is
it was
And
like
you got
criminal, really.
shitty, crazy amounts of tips from people like, oh yeah.
Oh, filed tax-wise, right? Sure.
Oh, yeah,
we didn't
exactly,
have to claim
yeah.
anything.
All on the up,
because we were
yeah.
making we claimed $5, and technically we made minimum wage in a 5-hour shift.
Yeah.
That's all it took. Yeah.
I was still really concerned. I'm like, I make $42K. Where's it going?
Actually-
$200 in rent.
Actually, I think the first time I actually did declare exactly what I made, Daiki told me to change it. I'm trying to remember why. But I think
One guy to another.
right.
From one black jean wear to another. I want to make that a 2, brother. Not a 1.
Before I take a restroom break, I will say this about Dave Dykey. I love that dude because we used to call him Diamond Dave.
Yeah.
Remember Diamond Dave, and he was the first guy as a manager, I think on camera, that took a punch.
Yeah, that's true.
Took what?
Yeah, that's
Oh.
a great story. But let's take a break. And
Yeah.
We'll come back with more show. No.
Leave him alone. Leave that family man alone.
No.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Segment 3, content pinning the show.
Fuzzy warbles.
Thank you. So yeah, this is a third segment. So I had an idea for a segment idea. I had an idea for an idea that I was thinking about, like trying to come up with. We'd like to talk about the things that have happened of the week, but also there's just so many things that we can just at any point just not really give a shit about. And so I was thinking about like key things and like especially asking our guests whether or not we should care about them or not. Like first one. Well, actually, let me just go ahead and introduce the segment.
I don't care. I love it. I don't care.
So the first one would be, I think this is probably the easiest one, is Will Smith as a fucking genie.
No.
Shouldn't care or should care?
It should care immensely.
Okay, Lauren, what do you think? Should we care or not care? No?
Leave him alone. Leave that family man alone.
No.
I used to set my baby G to Fresh Prince, man.
Yeah?
I knew when to be in front.
Whatever he did in Fresh Prince, fine. Overrated in the last 5 to 8 years, easily. I can't say it. We've talked about this. I was pissed that he was. I was really pissed that he was in Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like I was really adamant about that because he didn't even fight to make the character
Anything besides Will Smith.
anything besides Will Smith.
And yet, oddly, he was probably the best character in the movie.
Well, because he was the only one who actually had like a backstory, et cetera.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, who they're going to give more lines to? Of
Right.
course,
Yeah.
Him.
Right.
Xenu, actually.
He's going to be the comic relief, and he's going to be Will Smith in this. And it's like,
Well, that's the problem. That's
Or he's the family man and he's there early to read a script.
I mean, sure.
And he's on
whatever.
top of it.
screw him.
He was there. He brought donuts. He was.
Jada dropped him off.
No,
His fluid kids.
She didn't do anything. She didn't do anything but count the money.
How do you think grilled Chick-fil-A happened?
Nepotism.
The Smiths.
Nepotism.
Appreciate the bigger picture.
I mean, if you can make them open on Sundays. So that's fucking really weird to me though, because I agree with both of you at the exact same time. because my opinion on it is that the thing is about this version of the genie is that we've already seen that movie. Like he's just blue now. But also, wasn't he in a cartoon where he was a blue character? Like it's basically like he was a fish. It was a fish movie, whatever.
Nemo,
and,
right?
and I'm sorry.
Finding
he
Nemo?
wasn't even-
No.
Yeah.
Shark Tales.
Shark Tale. Yeah, thank
He
you.
was Shark Tale. And I actually was still mad that he was a character in Shark Tale.
All right, so this is deep-seated. This is obviously a bias.
Well, De Niro and he have a feud, so.
No, exactly. And I'm Team De Niro.
He has not gone over Wild Wild West, y'all. Like, let it
No,
go.
you know what? I have not gotten over Wild Wild West.
I still actually really kind of like that movie.
What part of that movie did you like?
How insane it was.
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
curious
didn't
how
mean-
Metal and Lace stayed around. You were
Yeah.
going
You know
there.
what?
It's true. It's true.
Little side
I miss
note.
those fruit flies in my drinks.
Little side note about Wild Wild West and why I hated it so much.
Sure.
Is because I watched that Superman documentary.
Oh yeah, the one Kevin Smith talking about the producer.
It was supposed to
Yeah.
be Nick Cage playing Superman.
Yeah.
And
It's a
great
good documentary.
director, great writer, everything. And the guy who was the executive producer just sabotaged the whole thing and put all his money on Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
Well, and even specifically,
poorly.
Even in the Superman movie, he wanted to have a huge mechanical spider as the final boss.
which we obviously saw in
In
Wild Wild
He
West.
got his spider.
He got his
fucking
spider.
got his spider.
He was a hairdresser. Was he like Oprah's hairdresser or something?
Something like that.
It was something. I mean, like, which is great. It was like
Oh, totally MacGyver
fail
himself,
up and keep going.
like,
you know?
totally MacGyvered himself into a Hollywood
Yeah.
fucking Blair.
Yeah. He maybeed himself.
And
You know?
So no,
Marry me.
Right. That. Yeah.
but no. Will Smith, Genie, Blue, no. And I don't care that Guy Ritchie's directing the thing. No.
Okay.
I
Wait, Guy Ritchie's directing it? Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, what did Madonna do to that poor man?
Ask Sean Penn.
Oh,
No, I don't want to.
That's-
I don't
that's-
ask Sean Penn anything.
that's
I
a
don't,
deep cut. Actually, no, I would love to have Sean Penn on the show because he's a fascinating, weird motherfucker.
I don't
Oh,
like him.
you know,
No, in a certain mood.
I'd rather have Andy Dick.
David Letterman actually asked him
You
about
take
it.
that back, son of a bitch.
Before Letterman went off the air, he had Sean Penn on there, and
Yeah.
David actually brought that up. He was like, I know you've probably heard this story a million times, but remember when you were married to Madonna and Sean Penn cuts him off, he was like, here's the thing about that. Never happened.
Yeah, Madonna went on trial like a couple times, like to publicly say, "Hey, this didn't go down. I wasn't roped to a chair in our mansion." She tried.
Oh, well, so, okay, the details of that relationship are obviously lost to me. I just thought that he punched a cameraman because, like, for her favor, you know, like, or not for her favor, but, like, to protect her honor or something.
No,
like,
he did that because
He's hated
was drunk
paparazzi.
and he's hated paparazzi from day one.
okay, yeah, well,
But
yeah.
it turned into
Alec Baldwin style.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
wait,
that's all.
see, yeah,
That's all.
pretty much.
That guy's tuning you for his own good.
Right. So let's get off Will Smith.
Okay, so you care too much,
We are-
apparently.
Apparently, we care about this one. Apparently, we do care about
Okay,
Will
you're like,
Smith.
"It's too
All right.
hot."
Yeah, we care.
Still
Okay.
boiling.
We care.
Still boiling. Still boiling.
You have a couple of things, some topics this week that you were thinking about that can't remember anything offhand.
Not
Okay, so the other thing that I was thinking about was political, and I was hoping that you had some stuff in your head.
Oh no, my thing was actually how our jokes have been stolen again.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's not really a thing.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Oh,
All right.
I don't care.
How about this thing with the Empire actor? How about this issue with the man who might have or might not have, who allegedly?
no, it's been
Smollett,
proven
yeah.
he
No,
lied about the whole thing.
He lied. He wanted a raise. He wanted some
Okay.
attention.
Okay.
Whatever. You're on a show called Empire. You're doing your thing. You already get a pretty good paycheck every week.
Right.
And a stipend. And my personal message to him is fuck you for throwing anybody who has ever been a victim
Yes.
under the bus.
Yeah. Like really diminutive. Really fucked up what consider. Yeah.
I'm okay speaking about this topic and echoing exactly what Adam just said because I was watching a TV show last night where a very prominent African American woman who does a lot of talk show stuff says, "No, that guy can fuck himself because he brought on himself. He was lying. He wanted money.
Yeah.
Oh, and
And it's
she
also-
was, and
it's
she was
Black
right on
History
point.
Month, so-
Right.
Exactly, and she's right
Oh,
on point.
so you
She
saw Bill
ran-
Maher last night.
Absolutely,
Okay.
she ran the DNC. That's a
Donna
queen
Brazil
bee.
is who we're
That-
talking about.
That's a queen bee, right?
She's
there.
I love her. She's
That's a
awesome.
queen bee, but not to come to the defense of that guy or say what he did was wrong. But look what's happened
Right.
since that. I'm more excited about R. Kelly finally fucking coming to justice.
Yeah.
10 charges, is that right?
10 charges, 70 years.
Yeah, no
That's
bail.
what he's facing.
No bail. That was also an exciting part of it.
Because that's been known
Chappelle,
far longer.
Chappelle made jokes about it
Absolutely.
so publicly, 15 years ago that it was
Absolutely.
R. Kelly piss on you.
Ice,
No.
Ice Cube, Ice Cube
Yeah.
in Barbershop. They brought that up.
Yeah. yeah.
I saw the tape. You saw the tape. You know what he did. Now, Aaliyah was 14 years old when she technically married him. Why was that not an issue all those years ago either? So,
Yeah, wasn't he also caught with
so, hey,
child
you know
porn?
what?
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, he was caught with child porn and like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So to get back on the conversation, this guy on a TV show brought this attention on himself, which now he doesn't want, which is ironic because he's getting more attention than he ever got before.
Right.
But that's a sideline issue now.
Yeah.
I think the fundamental that I took away from that conversation was basically the system worked. And actually, they mentioned this last night. You and I don't. Bill Maher, you and I, we have a history of discussing whether or not he has value or not.
His show has value. He himself is a fucking miserable pile of shit.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, because he even literally made fun of the entire middle class, saying that they're
But last
they're
night was
just jealous.
last night was one of the examples where they actually had a really fundamental good issue where like they're discussing victimization,
Yeah.
and they were talking about how Jussie Small wanted to claim to be a victim for the sake of sensationalism to get more attention to himself.
Right.
And that denigrated the whole idea of
Yeah.
people are victims who go through shit, and fuck you, you're an asshole for doing this.
Yeah.
And it's weird that it happened so quickly, which
And
I think is really fascinating.
and diminish the strength of anyone who actually legitimately has it. Because the conversation now about all of this is now trying to figure out how many times hate crimes have been hoaxes.
Well,
and like trying to focus on that as a
No,
really
yeah.
big issue instead of saying, well, what percentage is it? So the inverse of that are people who fucking need help. You know.
Well, that was the takeaway I got from last night, where apparently the way the system in the Chicago PD worked out, they took the claim seriously, they pursued it seriously, and they proved it quickly to be bullshit.
Right.
And for once, maybe there's a slimmer of hope that actual victims can get credible attention when necessary and then be processed correctly.
Right.
Yeah.
In this case, unfortunately, it was proven that this guy was full of shit. But the system
Don't pay with a
worked.
check.
Yeah,
I don't know, like two brothers, extras on the show.
Yeah, they were on the show.
Facebook Live with
Are you
this.
fucking kidding me?
no, they were on the show.
Thought he was going to get written off, so he's freaked out.
Yeah,
Had to
yeah.
get some hype going.
Yeah.
And oh
He
God,
brought in the fact that he
this
was
is-
gay as an important tenet of it too as well. Which
This is a Speaker of the House false clap. And kudos to the Chicago PD for actually going after this one guy when they've got like 10,000 other issues that they should be dealing with.
yeah.
But now they're they're
he
they're very
sings and
credible.
plays the piano.
But they're very credible. But they're very credible.
He's black and gay. That
Yeah.
makes it extra hurtful. But it's also extra bullshit. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you gotta but that's
Well,
that's a time that we're in. You gotta really be careful when you jump on something based on your political ideology or what you think is right or wrong. Because there was a lot of people let's get this out there. There was a lot of people as soon as it happened. Oh my God.
yeah.
Definitely happened because of
Oh my
MAGA.
God! It happened because of MAGA.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
happened. And another beauty of last night's show was her saying, "You guys got to stop this jumping, and
Yes.
yelling at people with MAGA hats and jumping to a gun because you are not going to influence who we need to influence in the next election in Middle America,
Yeah.
where a bunch of disenfranchised Democrats that used to be Democrats 20 years ago that are no longer Democrats because they don't care about that bullshit." They don't want to get involved in that. And she was calling Bill Maher out, and you're one of them. and you're one of those psychos
Yeah.
that just jumps the gun and starts jumping on stuff.
Yeah.
And you're part of the problem.
Oh,
You're
that's-
part of the problem.
That's great. That's great.
Again, this is why I watch the show, because there are moments where it's like, yeah, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You-
Yeah.
No, absolutely. And if
but he's
it-
also not afraid to have people who have contrarian opinions on the show, which
Yeah.
that's very, very rare.
yeah. Well, and sometimes he is. I mean, I don't like.
He stacks the deck.
stacks the deck, punching
But-
bags, and is still really good friends with Ann Coulter, who is like legitimately an evil person.
Great friends.
Right,
Yeah.
great
with her.
friends. Yeah.
Like that,
and
that
that's
goes,
not like
that
that's,
goes back to politically incorrect on ABC.
that's not
days.
going like across party
Probably
lines
cheese
or
boards.
whatever.
Don't know what they get.
What?
It's just probably cheese boards, you know.
Well,
Whatever they
well,
get.
I mean, the cheese boards. I'll share a cheese board with Hitler. You know, if he's making it.
If it's got deli.
I got a side story for Ann Coulter's assistant off air.
Okay, sure.
You guys are wondering.
Oh.
So the last thing, a little bit more serious, was like ramping up.
Apparently
to
we care again.
probably the most. We definitely care about that one. Most
Apparently, she does like brown people.
there are some cities and some states that are actually trying to create legislation that says that if your kid is not vaccinated, they are not allowed to go to school.
About fucking time.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was gonna just go ahead and say we all care about that.
That's
Yeah.
not big government bullshit. That's
Yeah.
science.
Yeah, that's science.
Actually, for I think most of us here, well, not most of us, at least two of us here at the table are older than the rest of you. And like growing up when I was younger, like it was not a choice. You got vaccinated. You got
Absolutely.
like you actually were in school. They would line you up and like stick you with needles
Absolutely.
in class.
If you didn't already
Wow,
have
geez.
if you didn't already have papers that showed
Yeah.
you got your shots, you had to get shots.
Yeah, and it wasn't government. It was just public health acknowledgement. Like, yeah, if you're
Yeah.
going to put 400 kids in a school together, they need to have their
Yeah, you know what?
tetanus shots.
Because polio is fucking terrifying.
If you're gonna check,
And I was in Florida in school. And Florida did this.
that's actually
Wild,
saying
Wild
something.
West.
That really is.
In Florida, I had two things happen. One, I had monthly fluoride shots because the water was a little bit quirky because
Okay.
there's a swamp.
Okay.
And so they give you a little fluoride shots to give you better teeth and inoculation from diseases in the tap water.
You know what? At the end of the day, if you're gonna check kids for head lice,
Got that
you
too.
fucking better vaccinate them.
And then we actually got TB shots, like tuberculosis shots in
Absolutely.
school, like lined up, 400 kids in a row, shot.
Oh.
And it wasn't a matter of like again legislation. It was just common sense. You need to have protection from this horrible disease that can kill you.
You want to work
Right.
in a restaurant? You better have a food handler's permit. You want to go to school? Be vaccinated.
Right.
Yeah.
Period.
Don't share something like
Period.
because there's super polio. I guess is like a thing that's coming soon
Yeah.
for those who are not vaccinated.
Yeah.
Which is really neat. I mean, like there are still people who are still alive who are on iron lungs from that. Like,
Yeah.
like from whatever. All right, so we all care about that. That's great. So that was a pretty successful segment of I don't care, or I do care. I love it. Let's take a break, and we'll come back with more show after this. Go to your room.
That's where we're at.
Hey, welcome back to the show, buddy. It's segment 4. It's the show segment of our podcast, The Content Pendings.
Why don't they trust us with glass?
I know, right? I don't know why that happened. We've got some shots in front of us. Do we want to cheers anything, or do you just want to take the shots and say fuck it? Do we care?
To that building having food in it.
Oh, you wanted to be food?
Future.
Actually, I hear there's going to be another car wash. They just...
So they're
More expensive.
so they
car
paved Paradise to put up a new car wash.
wash. That's where we're at now.
Go to your room.
That's where we're at.
No, that's the wrong
Yeah, I'm
one.
sorry. Yeah. We took the horn off.
I took the
yeah.
horn off. I had the womp horn, you know.
That was definitely a womp. That was
Yeah.
a dad joke,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
ever there was.
I have... No, that's Jackass. Inception. Yeah. Yeah, the sport sucks. I'm going to send it back. So the last segment, this is an opportunity for you guys, if there's anything we didn't talk about this week that's been on your brains. And eventually we'll have some plug options.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Just in general? Just like how great it is? Or
Well, they announced the new inductees.
The new inductees.
who are the new inductees?
Def Leppard is in the mix.
Def Leppard wasn't Artie. Okay.
Yeah. Well, they've been in the running for a while. They've been nominated a couple times.
Yeah,
They're-
yeah.
They're actually in it now
Mhm.
this year.
What's the
And
prerequisite for the Rock and Roll Hall of
No
Fame?
one fucking knows.
Excellent.
Because the zombies are also in it this year,
first?
Okay.
Your first
which Salado would
That's
appreciate.
forever.
actually, yeah.
your first recording had to have been
25 years, yeah.
years prior. After that, it's influence
Yeah.
and impact.
And there's also some nebulous
Now,
stuff
Bon
about...
Jovi took all that credibility away.
Yeah. There's some nebulousness about if you're still kind of around or not. You can't be a one-hit wonder.
Well, technically, they've let some one-hit wonders in.
Have they?
Oh, yeah.
Again, that's why this is a very nebulous awards ceremony.
Okay,
Because
but anyway, I only brought it up because I was having this conversation earlier, and fuck off, Def Leppard, High and Dry, great rock and roll album. Great rock and roll album. Nothing
Yeah.
against Hysteria.
actually, Hinder, I think,
Or
is their best.
It's absolutely their best.
Yeah.
That was Mutt Lange's Sgt. Pepper's.
Yeah.
As far as I'm
Oh,
concerned.
that's a deep cut.
Yeah. Some other inductees. The Smiths were nominated, not in. Depeche Mode,
Not nominated, or they were not in. But
in.
oh, they're in. That's right. Yeah. It was
They're
one
in.
yeah, I was looking at that was one that stuck out. Who was yes, finally that makes sense because they truly had an impact that's very unique.
A techno band, if you will.
Yeah, sure.
Is
Although LL Cool J
finally-
was nominated again. Stop. He's not talented. Stop trying to nominate LL Cool J for Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
You know what? He kind of went better. You got to remember,
He became a better actor.
he's in the. He
was the first black
inducted
man
into
to
the
survive
Kennedy
a
Center
movie.
Awards.
He was the first black man to survive a movie. You're right.
That's right.
Yeah. In a horror
Fuck
movie.
you, Shark.
And was in the Kennedy Senator Awards.
How?
That threw me
How?
off. That
How?
threw me off that it was him before Run DMC,
Yeah, exactly.
Curtis Blow.
Exactly.
Like, I was like,
He was
Oh,
ridiculous.
No, he's not in there either.
but anyway, so
Yeah, didn't you head,
I
yeah.
feel like this year the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame again excluded some people that probably should have been in there, but they got it right with some of the choices. this
Yeah,
year.
Depeche Mode was one that stuck out. 'Cause I was looking at this like really a couple days ago because it always airs on HBO around like April or something. But
Yeah.
the ceremony is always like in March. And the past couple of years have been interesting because they've inducted some old school people. Nirvana got it in the first try,
Absolutely.
which was
There's bands. There's like
Yeah.
Pearl Jam got in
but-
automatically. Soundgarden's still not in.
Yeah, but yeah,
Alice in
that was-
Chains
yeah.
not even fucking nominated.
exactly yeah. Those guys are not in, but they should be kind
Right.
of thing.
Alice in Chains broke before Pearl Jam,
Mm-hmm.
before Nirvana.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Still not in and get zero credibility.
And that's where the whole nebulosity of their. I'm sorry.
Good.
Let's go with ambiguity.
Nebuloniscus.
Yes, meniscus. Yeah.
Yes, the nebula meniscus.
Of what are the criteria? Because impact is, but there definitely seems to be a thing
was.
of are you still performing or not? That definitely weighs harder
I-
on some of their choices.
I think
Okay.
which I don't think is necessarily fair. Because like you could be like I said, a one-hit wonder who made a massive impact,
Yeah.
but if you're not recording anymore,
I think
they
Motley Crue
might
should be in.
overlook you.
I
Right,
think Motley
right.
Crue. I'm not a huge
No, I
Crue
don't.
fan,
I
but-
disagree with that. That is, well,
But think about their impact and influence.
yeah, no, that was just a glam '80s. Yeah.
Home Sweet Home.
Well, who was more important than
Bon
Motley Crue
Jovi's
then?
in.
And
Again,
Bon
Bon
Jovi.
Jovi lowered the bar.
I agree with you on that one. I agree with you because they were definitely more pop than anything else.
Bon
They were-
Jovi digs. That's what we need more on this show for
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Meanwhile, Lauren A is like, "Oh, you put the volume down. God damn it!
Oh yeah.
She don't care." Yeah.
I'm waiting for PJ Harvey.
It's one of your catchphrases too, actually. I love it.
Let's just talk about Lauren A.
Lauren,
Let's talk about Lauren.
What's been
God
on your
bless her.
brain? What's been on your
His
brain this week?
husband from divorcing me and just
Healthy?
yeah.
Lauren's
I've
married.
paid off
You're
$9,000 in
She get the married.
credit like in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Like I'm
That's awesome.
gonna build a village
Wake and soak.
and put off breeding as long as possible. But apparently I need to get pregnant, so I don't have weight nightmares.
Can I be in the village
Mushrooms.
technically, even though I've had a child?
Yeah, oh absolutely.
Can I be in there?
Yeah, we need as much experience as we need.
I so want in your world.
I'll be the silent one in this conversation.
I so want in your world.
Yeah, but let's bring it back. Let's go. You know,
Please, seriously, like
we messed
like
up MySpace. We
like-
messed this
like fuck Killer Mike and his trigger warning. I want Lauren.
Lauren warning.
I want Lauren warning.
Trigger Lauren.
I think it speaks more to me
Let's
and
try
my
to get on
people.
text dot.
Nothing against Killer
It's
Mike.
like wake and suck, bro.
I want to see Wake and Soak expand to like kind of Ben and Jerry's flavor names.
I'll marry a
like
queen.
fish fry.
I'll do it.
That's for a sauna or a jacuzzi. Yeah.
Well, and
It's
then,
boiling water. Yeah.
in that
How's it
case,
not a
really,
surf and turf?
well, in that case, Wake and Soak is a great name for one of the bombs. You know,
Sure.
If you're going that far into it, I mean, I don't know. We're going to have opportunity for you to actually give the name of your company with the URLs and where you can find them. Facebook, you got all that set up?
No, I'm gonna be chunking bath bombs at you like free pizza
I want
across the
to.
street just to get plugged.
Getting mad, staring over.
By the
Hey,
way-
what kind of tub is he in? That's not my bath bomb.
Actually,
know I-
you can open a storefront. There's plenty of space available
Yeah,
across the street.
God, please.
Obviously, no one's renting out mass vino either. So
Can we
like
start? Can we start a GoFundMe for Don's bath bombs across the street?
Don's bombs.
I'm in
It's
that.
just me giving hand jobs. I'm like, shit went sour.
And we're back to hula hut.
I'm like, something about like selling my hand jobs for too cheap. Oh, God.
oh, right, yeah.
I'm putting $5 American right now. I'm pledging $5
like, flick it.
American
And I'm out.
Oh, just look
on
at
your
it for a
bath
while.
bombs across the street.
You charge what people are willing to pay. Some guys might pay $50 for just a flick.
It's good
I
return.
don't know.
Well, I don't know. They're probably more than that, really.
People
Depends.
love rope and BDSM.
Ice cream-
Yeah.
People love
Exactly.
bringing up
bath
the
bombs,
fact,
ice cream truck.
writing up contracts. People they don't like actually want to have sex with them. Like,
Oh,
this
yeah,
is
that's
how
hot.
It went down.
Yeah.
I just think it's
Yeah.
cute
God,
after
I'm
the
in.
whole
Bath
like
bomb babies.
in.
great
And daddies.
things.
I'm in. That's like my
It's
deep.
kind of like Muppet Babies,
Like
but
I never did Tinder,
Bath bomb
but I would do your bath
babies.
bombs.
Yeah. No, sexuality is getting aggressive. This is my bath bomb business.
Sure. yes. Is that the tagline? Is that your mission statement?
It's a new name for another bomb. It could be a slippy dreamer with
Slippy-
eucalyptus and menthol.
Gender is fluid.
No, no, please.
plural.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Sex is a spectrum. The bomb in bomb form.
Or for Adam, Home Sweet Home.
I'm on my way. In case you didn't hear it the first time, I'm on my way.
yeah.
Home sweet home. Power ballad. Probably the biggest power ballad since Kiss.
What, Beth?
Absolutely. Yeah, well, that was their only power ballad. But just saying, they created a formula. Big hair, big guitars, big production on a garage band budget.
We'll explore this in more detail later.
I learned two interesting things considering talking about Kiss and Arnold Schwarzenegger actually earlier. I learned two things. One, apparently Kiss did a live action TV show where they had superpowers and had to fight
Yes.
some guys at a circus.
Yes.
This is the haunting of the
The Phantom.
Phantom.
yeah,
of-
the Phantom of the Park.
Yeah, and they will
And did a
deny it
Scooby-Doo
exists.
special.
of course it is.
And more
Yeah.
importantly,
Yeah.
I saw it when it aired.
You saw when it aired, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I heard it was really
a child,
really
a
bad.
child
It was
I
horrible.
was. It was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
By the way, Ace Frehley was so drunk during the taping of that he had a stand-in half the time.
Who was an
Most
African
people don't
American?
know
Yes.
who was African American.
Yeah, yeah, his like stunt double. Like they just like put him. There was also like someone else like all because I don't know Kiss. I don't know Kiss from Adam.
Oh, I'm a card-carrying member
Good
of
man.
the Kiss Army.
Sure,
But
but
a coffin?
But apparently,
No, they stopped selling them. Gene Simmons put them out of production.
but apparently there was like some other production thing where they had the meeting about the movie. Like the only thing like one of the members of Kiss would say in the production meeting was just the word like blah. Like either he was hungover or drunk or whatever, and so all of his dialogue was just those words over and over again.
Yeah.
I learned this
That'd
on
be Peter Chris, I believe.
Wait, don't tell me.
Chris.
So it must be true.
He was the cat man who couldn't speak.
The other thing that I think is just totally a factoid.
By the
is-
way, they weren't blaz. They were cat balls.
oh, sure. Blood. Okay. Blood.
That's actually true. He was
It's a fine line.
I mean, I'm not.
He was a cat man.
I'm not a Kiss pedantic, you know. The other fun thing I read about Arnold Schwarzenegger specifically, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger at one point.
Lauren is so bored right now.
I had a lot of liquor.
just like, man,
I'm feeling more like myself than I
I'm
did
selling
about an
bath
hour ago.
bombs. I had an ice cream truck at my wedding, and you guys are talking about Kiss.
Arnold Schwarzenegger put out a CD, like
Yes.
a workout CD.
Yes.
And apparently, that CD is never, ever removed from touch-tune jukeboxes at any bars. So the entire CD is available to play anytime at all bars. And I haven't
Oh,
checked it here at
please
Don's.
do that.
But I just want to play the whole thing for the rest of the night.
Especially when you're not at the bar you're going to do it at.
Yeah.
And you can log in remotely from their bad Wi-Fi connection.
When we're at Don's and the band starts playing because they have live music every night. touch tune thing turns off. And one time I was going through my phone. I was going to touch tunes because I was like looking at music because I put something in the queue and I was like, oh, is it going to come back up? Oh, it was weird. Couldn't get to the touch tunes, but I could get to Little Woodrow's down the street, another bar. And then I found out that I could from where I was buy tokens for that one. And,
ruin their evening.
and I was like, what song should I play? What's the most annoying? I was like, Dylan Canfield, a good friend, is like, Dylan, what's the most annoying song? He's like, well, Who Let the Dogs Out? Like, no fucking question. And so for $10, you get 2 free tokens or credits or whatever. And they had 12 versions of Who Let the Dogs Out, including a Simpsons parody called Who Got a Haircut. And I played all of them in a row. Like, just
$10 worth.
Oh, man, it was the best $10 I ever spent. We didn't have anybody there to see if anyone, like, kicked the jukebox or set the place on fire or whatever, but in my heart of hearts, they all lost their goddamn minds. Like that Mulaney bit of playing the one song like so many times that people just fucking die. Like,
Hey man, you gotta love the randomness.
yeah,
This shit.
yeah,
Hulk Hogan's got a movie coming out.
Who Got a
Thor-
Haircut?
Thor is playing
yeah,
fucking Hulk Hogan.
yeah.
Say what now?
Yeah, the guy playing
Oh,
Thor
yeah.
is going to be playing Hulk in a biopic.
Hemsworth?
Hemsworth, yeah.
Mr. Helmsworth is going to be playing.
I love Hulk Hogan.
I think you said Helmsworth. Thank you for that.
He's also kind of a problematic dude,
He
but
went through it.
I'm kind of bummed because Hulk Hogan,
He felt used for his
through his last lawsuit, pretty much fractured every bit of free speech.
oh sure,
Another documentary. You should check it out.
yeah.
Hulk Hogan literally fucked up free speech and won a multi-million-dollar suit that got some shit shut down. I mean,
That wasn't free speech. That
it
was
wasn't free speech. He fucked his friend's daughter, or he fucked his friend's girlfriend on camera.
It's like his manager's wife.
Well, whatever. I hope they go with the early years. I can handle the
Pitched
early
him on
years
it
of
a
Hulk
couple
Hogan.
times.
That's a story.
To Suburban Commando.
To Suburban Commando, yes.
See, you gotta love podcasts because you can go so far out of the fucking loop, and Urban Commando just united everything.
yes, it sure did.
Build movies, not walls.
Build movies, not walls. Yeah. Oh, the wall.
I mean, that's.
Yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Let's go to give opportunities for Adam. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
Man.
Is there anything you want to pitch? Like you just want to throw out? Like,
I'm not gonna pitch anything. I'm just gonna say I love you guys. Love Don's Depot.
love you too, dude.
Love you guys. Keep doing this. Love my Atticus. Always fighting for my Maddox.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I love that there's a format
Yeah.
that allows a bunch of knuckleheads
That's us.
Yeah.
to drink beer
That is our slogan.
by a fake campfire.
It works.
West 5th lives in Austin. Please don't ever let this stop.
Please no. Please don't. Lauren, anything you want to pitch? Like perhaps a new company or ice cream truck?
Subliminal message.
Right.
Oh yeah, I've just live, love, and learn, and
Yeah.
I'm honored to be here. Thanks for having me again.
Of course.
7 years later.
7 years
A little
later.
bit better.
We should probably
Still as cute.
you should increase that cadence so not even just like this podcast, but hanging out more often would be really nice.
Can we stay up all night and like have a really fucked up brunch tomorrow?
Yeah, do a double.
Yeah,
Peel
let's
it.
do a double. Where can we find your company online?
It'll go live April 1st, and I'll keep everyone in the loop. But
Okay.
in the meantime, I'm going to keep creatively everything under wraps so the pressure doesn't boil.
Smart.
Yeah,
Smart.
good luck with that.
Also allows you to back out at any point. Smart.
Absolutely.
Chef's
Yeah.
at heart, right?
Schoolhouse rocks.
Dylan, anything you want to pitch that we missed?
Nope. I'm just happy that these knuckleheads are here.
Yeah, me too.
Man, off air, some of the best reminiscing we've had in a long time about just how all dumb and drunk we've been for many, many years.
Oh, sure.
In the past.
And there's,
in the past.
And there's because remember, there's also a Quattro thing I want to bring up.
plug, yeah,
and then
off air, off
and,
air.
and the punch.
Off
The punch
air.
is also really funny. You know, if we can find the video, that'd be even better.
I'll tell you what.
I'm saying I love you guys.
To people who love obscure movies, does anybody remember a movie called
We're
Teachers?
going to wrap this up. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it after
All right,
the
we'll
show.
talk about it.
Wrapping it up. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Content Pending the Show, episode 22. You can find us online at contentpending.com. It's contentpending.com for all the episodes of what we've done here, old episodes of Drunkcast, old episodes of any of our other projects. If you like any of those projects, go check them out and tell us if you like them and see if we can continue doing a thing you love or like. You can go to Twitter or Facebook. You can find us at contentpending.com or contentpending, the show. Go find us, engage with us. Tell us, again, what you like or what you don't like about the show. Tell us what you hate about the show. We might even agree with you. We might hate everything that we're doing. Maybe we need you, dear listener. Just tell us, you intrepid soul, what we're doing wrong. Go do that thing. Also, 802-359-7468. 802-359-7468. That's 802-359-SHOT. Leave a voicemail or text us at any point. We will respond to that also in kind or questions at contentpenny.com. I think that's it, but I love you so much, and I hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.
Content pending.